her and now you in her way. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Of the sun.
Of the sun, yeah. I'm
ready. No, little tanning session. Yeah.
All right.
Bye, baby. That my best friend. She a real bad bitch.
Hey y'all, so welcome back to KT the Publicist YouTube channel. I'm your girl KT, and let me tell you now, I am your favorite publicist that come with you to talk about career, business, and a sprinkle of lifestyle here today. So again, as always, thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll get to what we're talking about today. So first order of business. Welcome to the Hustle Her Way, the pod vlog. You guys really enjoyed the first episode, so I'm going to keep these coming. I really enjoyed the engagement that you guys had on the first one of me talking about my journey, and I really want this to be a safe space for us to come talk about different topics, all that kind of stuff, because I know you guys could relate to me and I can relate to you, because I'm just almost 30 something year old woman trying to navigate life, trying to figure out this career stuff and business. So I know you guys could really attest to what's going on, and you know, life be life in, and we really need to talk about it. And I really feel that these pod vlogs are a way for me to show you guys what a day in the life is about and also just talk about various topics that is, you know, stressing me, stressing us millennials, Gen Zers, even, you know, Gen Xers, whatever. Just wanted to talk to you guys on a more personal level, and this is the way that I do it. So, as I told you, we're keeping these pod vlogs coming because you guys really enjoy that. But also, let me know in the comments below if you guys would love for me to add on an audio portion of the pod vlog to be an actual podcast. Maybe a new project on the horizons. The world may never know. But you guys should know I love doing podcasts. Before I got back into YouTube, I really wanted to do a podcast, but I love the video aspect of everything. So that's how we are here with the pod vlog. So for real, let me know down below if you guys want to hear the audio version. So just in case you don't keep up with the videos, as you should though, but you can have it in audio form too. So nevertheless, that's all the business I have out of the way first. So let's talk about today's topic, which is imposter syndrome is real. You know, I used to be one of these people that think that people were lying about imposter syndrome, because how on earth do you think that you're an imposter when you have accomplished so much in your life, you've done so much, you have achieved the unthinkable at times? But let me tell you, it really is real, and I'm going to go over a couple instances of what and how imposter syndrome shown up in my life, and it's still showing up in my life as of right now to this day when this pod vlog comes out. So nevertheless, let's get into it. We have all heard about imposter syndrome at this time and understand what it truly means and what the effect is over time. If you're new and you've never heard about imposter syndrome, let me give you the definition. If you don't know, imposter syndrome is defined as the condition of feeling anxious and not experiencing success internally despite being high performing in external and objective ways. Let's just let that simmer for about a few seconds. The part that really resonates with me the most when I hear that is thinking that you're not achieving anything even when you know that's not true. That's kind of what I got out of it. That's what y'all got? Okay. Tell me otherwise, but that's what I really think I got out of that definition. And imposter syndrome really shows up in various ways, and it's something that's not new, but I know in my life and in a lot of other millennials' life, imposter syndrome has really shown up and showed out in our lives. You don't believe me? Let's take it back. So when you were young, and I'm speaking to all my millennials, I can't speak from Gen Z or any other generational entity. I can only speak for millennials because I've heard this stories from other millennials and it happened to me. So, when you were in school, everybody encouraged you to be a leader, right? They encouraged you to shoot for your dreams, your passions. They wanted you to go to college. They wanted you to have all these leadership classes and told you that you can be the boss of the next company, right? Okay, now that we're on the same page, let's fast forward 10 to 15 years later. You're getting out of college and the unthinkable happens. You're not landing a job. You've done everything that you thought you were going to do. You've done all the internships. You've done all the networking. You've done everything that people told you that you had to do to put yourself on a higher pedestal, to reach for those dreams, be the leader that you were born to be. And what happened? You didn't land a job out of graduation. I know, because that's the story of my life, and that's the story for a lot of us millennials, because we were sold a dream of, we were supposed to be the next generation of change. We were supposed to come in and shake things up. We were supposed to do a lot. And what happens when we don't reach what we thought was the potential of what should have been? Imposter syndrome. Let me tell you, it's real, and it's so crazy that now that I think about it, our upbringing had a lot to do with why we suffer from imposter syndrome out of any other generation around. I'm telling you, there are studies done on this. We have done so much and been through so much in just a short period of time of our generation, and we've just taken the high road. And let me tell you how many times imposter syndrome has shown up in my life. More times than I can actually count on my hands. But one time in particular, I would say actually applying for the job that I have now. So if you guys don't know, I am a manager. One of the youngest managers in my business or corporation or government entity, whatever you want to go with. I'm one of the youngest ones. Also, I'm a young black woman that's head over a large PR department for one of the largest police departments. Y'all don't think imposter syndrome don't show up every day for me? Let me tell you, it does. And it really started early on before I even got the job. And let me tell you how that story went. So, I don't know if I told you guys how I even ended up here, but it'll be that story and how the imposter syndrome kind of played and still plays a role in my life as of now in this position. So, as you guys know, I have my master's degree. I've been in PR for about, let's say 7 years at this point, from internship to, well, actually 6 years at the time, because I'm coming up on 2 years at the police department. So yeah, about 6 years before I applied for this position. Well, what I thought was a position, right? So at the time, I was an assistant at the airport. Don't get me wrong, I love the job wholeheartedly. If anything, I don't think I would have changed anything, even though I loved that job. I loved the people, I loved the industry I was in. It was just, I realized the time and season for everything. And unfortunately, within that part, that's kind of where the imposter syndrome kind of showed up the most. So, at the time, before I kind of was putting my foot out the door outside of the actual airport, I felt unfulfilled. That's the best word I can describe. I love the job. I love what I was doing. But it became a point in time I would finish all my work, research, find busy work for me to do, this, that, and the third, and I'm literally left doing nothing. I got extra duties added on to me, which was not bad because with extra duties came extra pay, so I'm not ever gonna knock that. So tip of the day, when people add more duties, make sure they add more pay. That's my word of the wisdom for today. But I just really felt unfulfilled because there wasn't a lot I could do. One, we had a manager and she was a godsend. If she's ever listening to this, I really want her to know that she really inspired me to do a lot of things that I'm doing now. And that was it. Like, I was just an assistant, so a lot of things I thought I was gonna be doing, I wasn't doing. So nevertheless to say, I decided to start applying for jobs because at this point it's just like, okay, I don't know when the next opportunity is going to come. As much as I love at the airport, I got to start thinking about, okay, I have a master's degree, I do have experience. Now that I got a corporation like the airport under my belt, it'll make me look more attractive for positions. Got it. My manager ends up leaving before I went on these interviews. So naturally, it's only two of us, and I've been busting my butt, y'all. I've been out here, telling the interim people, hey, we need to do this and the third. I'll take over. All you got to do is this. I'll send it out. Da-da-da-da-da. I'm creating work, so I'm doing her job, my job, and just doing anything just to stand out. And I kept hearing, not yet. When I asked, okay, are we going to get somebody in the field of position? Or are you guys thinking about me? Or anything like that. And I kept hearing the word, not yet, not yet. And that's kind of where the imposter syndrome started playing, because I'm just like, maybe a low assistant, maybe I don't have the credentials, maybe maybe they just don't see me as a manager, right? So imposter syndrome started there, because it's like, I'm never going to be seen as someone for upper management because I haven't proven myself or anything. So I'm going to be stuck here. I'm going to be stuck training somebody else, which has happened on other jobs before. I have trained the person that I'm supposed to be over, and I don't get paid to train people. So nevertheless, I ended up applying for a position that just said PR manager with the city of Birmingham. Didn't know what that could entail. Didn't know where that was going to lead me. I was just applying for stuff at this time because I was just like, maybe it's my time to go. Exit stage left, right. So throughout all this, now knowing I have a lot of experience, knowing that I've done a lot, I accomplished a lot, I know that I can do this stuff, but I was counting myself out from day one. When I got the call to come for an interview, I was like, y'all didn't call the right people. Y'all know who y'all talking to. I'm just an assistant. And that was my first mistake, because I should look at my track record and be like, why are they not calling me? But again, imposter syndrome is playing in my head, because I feel like because I couldn't get at the airport, how am I going to get it anywhere else, right? Crazy. So, met with the chief, got the position, and I literally almost self-sabotaged myself into not going. Why? Because I felt like I shouldn't be in this position. Why did I feel like I didn't want to be in this position? Could not tell you, but it played in my head so much of, I didn't see the worth in myself and all that I have accomplished to have this position. I'm like, I'm gonna be over people who are older than me. I'm answering to the chief. Like, it's a lot of stuff, and I was 28 at the time, so it's a lot of life changes going on at that time. So I pushed through it and started going to work. Every day, every hour, I'm sitting here like, they probably shouldn't have picked me. No matter what I do, no matter what I say, no matter how many accolades I might get, there's always this little notion in my head that I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing or performing at the rate that I'm supposed to. And it's very hard to get out of that mindset, because once you convince yourself that you're not supposed to have it, it takes twice as much work to unconvince yourself that you're supposed to have this. So, as we speak, I'm still battling with imposter syndrome. I've been called back for other positions that are even higher than what I am now, and I have self-sabotaged myself quite a bit in these positions because I just feel like I'm not worthy of them, even though all the work I've done in my position I'm in now, all the back work I've done, anything, I still self-sabotage myself because the imposter syndrome tells me that I'm not supposed to be higher than what I'm supposed to be. Now, I said all this to say, even though imposter syndrome is real, this is something we have to push past, because if I know you guys like I know myself, you are deserving of everything that comes your way. Good, bad, and in between. Sometimes, we realize it's just supposed to be ours. I've always been in the mindset of believing what's for me will find its way to me regardless of what happens, and maybe even though I self-sabotage myself, those opportunities are going to come back around. They are going to be there. I'm going to show up authentically as myself and know that I can do whatever I put my mind to. It's not easy. Like I said, imposter syndrome shows up at your best days, your worst days. It's an ongoing battle that you have to just keep your mindset on that you're going to achieve it. And as I stated, it's not easy, but this is something that you and I are going to get through. We are going to be the best version of ourselves. We are going to get everything that is meant for us. And come hell or high water, it's going to be yours. So, that's my TED Talk for today. If you guys hear me sniffling, I am recovering from a sinus infection. But love you guys, and see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.